Welcome to English with Miss Julia. This lesson is aimed at both beginner and intermediate learners. We read a story with the title Gus the Gentle Gorilla. I encourage you to pause the video regularly, identify new vocabulary, and practice your pronunciation. That being said, let's get started. In the middle of a green, leafy jungle lived Gus, a big, strong gorilla. He had shiny black fur and eyes as warm as hot chocolate. Gus was strong, but he was also very gentle. All the animals in the jungle loved him. Every morning, Gus stretched his long arms wide. Then he pounded his chest, toof, 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 not to scare anyone, but to say hello. Good morning, jungle, he would call, and the jungle always answered with birdsong. Gus loved bananas, but he loved sharing even more. If he found a bunch, he'd give some to the parrots and monkeys. They would squeak and squawk in delight. Sharing made Gus's heart feel light. One sunny day, Gus noticed something unusual. A baby bird was sitting on the ground, looking lost. Its tiny wings trembled. Gus knew the jungle could be scary for such a little creature. If you're enjoying this story so far, why not click the like button? And in order to receive future videos, click the subscribe. Don't worry, little one, Gus said softly. He scooped the bird gently into his huge hands. The bird cheeped as if saying thank you. Gus set off to find its home. He asked the toucan, "Do you know where this baby bird lives?" The toucan shook his colorful beak. "Try near the tall kapok tree," he said. So Gus began to climb the hill. Along the way, Gus met Millie the monkey. "Have you seen a nest for this little bird?" Millie swung from a vine and grinned. "Not here, but maybe by the river." Gus walked to the river bank. The water sparkled in the sunlight. He asked the crocodile, "Have you seen a bird's nest?" The crocodile smiled, showing lots of teeth. "Not here," the crocodile said kindly. "But if you follow the river, you'll reach the tallest tree in the jungle. That's where many birds live." So Gus kept going, the baby bird snug in his hand. The path grew steep and slippery. Gus took careful steps so he wouldn't fall. The bird looked up at him with bright eyes. "Almost there," Gus whispered. At last they reached the tallest tree. High above, Gus saw a nest swaying gently. A mother bird chirped loudly when she saw her baby. Gus smiled. They had found the right home. Gus stretched his long arm up. He placed the little bird carefully into the nest. The mother bird nuzzled her chick happily. The baby bird chirped one last "Thank you." Tweet, tweet. Gus felt warm inside. Helping others was better than eating all the bananas in the jungle. The wind rustled through the leaves. It sounded like the jungle was clapping for him. On his way home, Gus heard someone crying. It was a tiny chameleon. "I can't find my favorite leaf," it sniffled. Gus knelt down to help. They searched high and low. Finally, they found a big green leaf swaying in the breeze. The chameleon climbed on happily. "Thank you, Gus," it said. But now the sun was setting. The sky turned pink, orange, and gold. Gus sat on a rock, watching the colors dance. The jungle was peaceful again. Suddenly, a loud rustle came from the bushes. Out popped a family of meerkats. "We're lost," said the smallest one. Gus chuckled. The jungle was full of surprises today. "Follow me," Gus said kindly. He led the meerkats past the banana grove and the mango trees. The meerkats skipped happily behind him. Soon they reached their sandy home. The meerkat mother hugged Gus's big leg. "You're a hero," she said. Gus shook his head. "I'm just a friend," he replied. When Gus finally got home, he was tired but happy. He lay down on a soft bed of leaves. The stars began to twinkle above him. Tomorrow would be another day to help. The next morning, Gus woke up to the sound of giggles. A group of monkeys had brought him breakfast. Bananas, mangoes, and juicy papayas. They wanted to thank him for being so kind. "Wow, thank you," Gus said with a grin. He shared the fruit with everyone nearby. The jungle animals chatted and laughed together. It felt like a party. Gus told stories of his adventures, the baby bird's rescue, the chameleon's leaf, the meerkat's journey. The young animals listened wide-eyed. They wanted to be helpers too. From that day on, the animals called him Gus the Gentle, not because he was weak, but because he cared. Even the smallest creatures felt safe with him. Gus wore the name proudly. One rainy afternoon, Gus stayed in his leafy shelter. He heard a knock on a log. It was the toucan from before. "I need help," the toucan squawked. The toucan's nest had gotten wet. Her eggs needed a dry place fast. Gus carefully built a shelter of big leaves. He kept the eggs warm until the storm passed. When the sun came out, the toucan hugged him with her wings. "You saved my family," she said. Gus smiled and waved goodbye. Helping others always made his heart sing. That night, the jungle seemed to sparkle. Fireflies danced around Gus as he sat under the stars. He thought about all the animals he had met. The jungle was full of friends. Gus knew he couldn't solve every problem, but he could try, one small act at a time. Even the biggest gorilla could make the gentlest difference. And that was enough. As Gus closed his eyes, the jungle whispered good night. The owls hooted softly and the crickets sang. Tomorrow would bring new adventures, and Gus the gentle gorilla would be ready. Thank you for reading this story with us. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button. And do consider subscribing to our channel. This way we may reach learners from all over the world and assist them with their English language. We look forward to seeing you in our next story.